We have an esteemed wellness coach and distinguished senior faculty member at the esteemed Art of Living Institution. Now, over the course of decades, he has been involved with several organizations as a catalyst for the profound transformation of countless individuals. And today, our topic is the importance of mindfulness, being in the moment. Rami is in the house. It is great to have you. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much.
Now, I see why all the ladies were so excited about International Women's Day and all of that. We're going to be talking about all of that. But, you know, we're talking about mindfulness. First of all, when you say mindfulness, that term, what do we mean by mindfulness?
You know, if you ask me, mindfulness is an oxymoron. So when the mind is full, it is always thinking about something else, about whatever is there. So I think it should be more about having an empty mind. Because when the mind is empty, when there is no stress, when you're more centered, more balanced, automatically it's more in the moment, experiencing what is happening around you.
Wonderful. Now, so how does one stay in the moment, as it were? Considering that, I mean, we are in a society where you have to think of the future so much.
Yes.
A lot of times, some people even about the past.
Yes.
But then you're talking about staying in the moment, and that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do.
Yes. So you know, thinking about the future or the past is not bad. It's okay. It's good to plan. It's good to learn from our mistakes as well. But the issue is when the mind gets stuck in the past. If there is some trauma and the mind gets stuck in that trauma in the past, or if there is some anxiety about the future and the mind gets stuck in the future, that is when we miss the moment. You know? That's why, you know, being the moment is so underrated, because, you know, it's like buying a ticket to a movie and sitting with your eyes and your ears closed. So when you're not in the moment, or rather when the mind is not in the moment, you're missing out on life. Missing out on moments with your children, with your family, at work, with your colleagues, with your friends, maybe on your vacation. So when you're aware, you know, if you notice in the day, the mind keeps vacillating between the past and the future. This is how the mind is. So when we are a little more aware of this, you notice that, you know, you relax a little, you start observing what is going on, and you know, then you make a step towards making an effort to be more in the moment.
In fact, some people, it's when the moment becomes a memory. That's when some people know that, oh, I actually had a good time, because we're so fixated on the past and the future. So how does one do this practically? How does one try to stay in the moment?
So, you know, controlling the mind with the mind is very difficult. Like if you don't get sleep, you cannot push yourself to sleep. If you are feeling emotional stress, you cannot say, oh, I will not feel that anymore, because it's always there. But you know, the mind has a very deep connection with our breathing. If you notice, whenever you're angry, the rhythm of your breath is different, right? When you're happy, it is different. When you're exercising, it is different. And it is very easy to control our breathing. We can control the in-breath and the out-breath and the flow of the breath. We can lengthen the breath, we can shorten the breath. So if you notice, when we are more relaxed, the breath is much more longer and deeper. When we are anxious, the breath is shorter, yeah. So if we can consciously do some deep breathing in the day, like we have spoken in the last few episodes that we have had here, if we can do some conscious effort to, you know, maybe just for 5 or 7 minutes a day, we practice the box breathing, what you will notice that the mind automatically rests more in the moment, comes back to the moment. So it's about coming back to the moment again and again.
When should we do this? When is the best time to do this sort of breathing exercises?
So you know, the ideal time is when you wake up in the morning before you leave for your work, or even before you start your day. If you can take a few moments just to get that balance, get that focus. Even you can do it in the middle of the day, you know, when you feel a little tired, when you feel that your attention is not there. That's also a good time to do it.
So even at you can take your break from work and do all of that and put it, and then how about at the end of the day?
Yes, definitely, especially when you're going back to your family. You know, we normally carry so much stress back home. Even that's also an excellent time, you know, just before you go home or when you reach home also. If you can take a few moments, just so you're 100% in the moment there for your family as well.
Now, this is basically meditation you're talking about. What are the tools that can help us meditate? Now, there can be a lot of distractions. Maybe there are kids in the house. You might not be alone in the house. Are there tools that can help us steady our mind, put us in the moment, help us for this breathing exercise, help us meditate?
Yes, you know, technology is right there available for us. So we have guided meditations on YouTube. So you can just plug yourself in for 10, 15 minutes. Like we listen to music all the time, right? So you're just listening to something for just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it'll just effortlessly bring you back to the moment. And you notice that, over a period of time, the more consistent you are with your practice, the mind stays more in the moment effortlessly. That's the
You see,
idea.
that's the thing, because some people feel like maybe you do it once and you don't seem like there was any impact in some sort of way. How does one keep up that consistency when it seems as though, it doesn't just happen all at once? Because some people try it once and I was still feeling the same way. But you mentioned consistency. How important is it to be consistent with this exercise?
See, we never forget to brush our teeth, right? Or wear the outfit that is appropriate to that day or work. Similarly, mental hygiene is also equally important.
Mental hygiene. I like that term. I like that term, mental hygiene. And that's something that people don't even do at all.
Yes, they don't pay attention to it. They feel that if their appearance is good enough and they are doing the bit, it is enough. But the more calmer you are, the more centered you are, it makes you even more effective as a leader, as a person, as a spouse, as a friend.
And now I know you have events at Wellness Center and all over. How important is it for people to, have meets or have this kind of events where they can meet with a number of people and Happiness Center, pardon me, and be a part of, a group, doing this in a group? How important is it to do it in a group?
So when we celebrate or even when we go to watch a sport, it's more fun when we have a group, because
Very true.
when we sit in a group, it uplifts the energy. Even when people go to protest, a person never goes alone, right? He calls his friends and say, oh, let's go and protest.
Let's go together. You need that energy.
So the group energy is always very effective to uplift oneself. And another easy way, like you mentioned, is to do a workshop. Like we have these workshops that happen every weekend. We have a workshop called the Happiness Program, in which we are taught a rhythmic breathing technique that you can practice every day, which again brings your mind back to the moment.
Wonderful.
Then we have another workshop, it's called the Art of Meditation. So, meditation, often you sit with your eyes closed and the entire thoughts in your life just come rushing to you, right?
Can you give us a 30-second demo on how one can easily meditate?
Okay, sure. Okay, so you can just sit with your eyes closed.
Okay.
Now, of course, this is not for the people if they are driving to work right now.
Don't do that.
Very dangerous.
Okay.
Okay, so you can just sit relaxed, just sit with your eyes closed. So you can just observe the noises around you. If there are any noises, just observe the noises.
I can hear Titi.
And just be in harmony with your surrounding. Just let those noises be. Now observe your body. Just be aware of the seat that you're sitting on. Just relax the body a little. Now bring your focus on your breath. Notice the rhythm of your breath. When we breathe in, the body gets energy. And when we breathe out, the body relaxes. Simply be with the breath. And slowly, you may open your eyes.
Titi, your feet. But I do get the idea. You said something about observing the sound around you. When you observe the sound, do you try to push it away or do you take it
Exactly.
into you?
It's about acceptance. The more relaxed you are,
You accept it.
yeah, you just let it be. It's like children playing in the house, right? After some time, you don't hear them anymore. They don't bother you. So it's just about letting it be so that the mind does not get fixated on the outside and just comes more inward.
Wonderful. Rami, I'm looking forward sometime I will visit the Happiness Center, and it's somewhere where people can come to and be a part of it, right?
Sure. Yes,
Wonderful.
definitely.
Wonderful.
We have events happening every weekend, so you're most welcome.
There's always something at the Happiness
Yes.
Center. I would recommend it to anyone out there. Thank you, Rami.
Thank you so much.
Rami, after such meditation, I hope you're not fasting. Are you fasting?
Yes, yes.
You are fasting?
Yes.
Well, we'll still get into the kitchen. Maybe just have a pictorial look at our food and just give it a rating just based on what you see.
Okay.
All right, so let's get...